Maine farmers showed up in numbers today at the State House, saying with constant grant funding interruptions, USDA program cuts, and an unpredictable economy, they can't grow food.
The USDA has made a lot of changes under the Trump administration, taking steps to get rid of nutrition programs they say are non-essential. As News Center Maine's Ryan Wooten explains, farmers are now finding themselves caught in the middle of politics.
All around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me.
Tractor tires were turning near the State House as these farmers send a clear message. They can't grow food in the midst of chaos. It's been less than 3 months since President Donald Trump took office.
And many of them just got this money to make improvements on their farm.
And Maine's farming industry has already lost some $19 million in federal funding from various U.S. Department of Agriculture programs. The Trump administration continues to make massive cuts to federal spending. The administration has cited several reasons for the cuts, including the USDA's finding that some programs which were necessary during the pandemic are no longer essential. Some farmers say they are upside down, struggling to stay afloat because several USDA reimbursement contracts are still frozen or being investigated for DEI practices, holding up grant money farmers count on.
They put out their own money in the middle of the winter where they don't have extra funds. And then the federal government just said, hey, we're going to stop all this.
How does it feel seeing these cuts impact you in the way that they are?
Well, I don't think these cuts are really supported by most Maine people. I don't think this is what everyone bargained for. Our beef is really with the federal government that is completely disconnected from what we're doing here on the ground.
Farmer Seth Kreck adds that market fluctuation and volatility marks new highs as the economy struggles to stabilize and recover from Trump's on-again, off-again tariffs.
Well, the vast amount of phosphorus fertilizer comes from Canada. So the disruption that we've seen in that relationship has been huge. Prices are all over the place. We've been trying to do a little bit of building on the farm. Steel prices are through the roof.
The director from Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association says big farms will have buyout opportunities, but smaller farms across the country and in Maine will be left behind.
They already announced a month ago emergency subsidies that are just for those large commodity producers, and the crop list that they had didn't have any of the products that we really produce here in Maine.
And with recent administrative cuts at local USDA offices in Maine, Kreck feels farmers are being hit on all fronts.
Even making new contracts is really hard because there's no staff in those offices to help us do it.
This land was made for you and me.
Ryan Wooten, News Center, Maine.
When the sun comes shining.
Congresswoman Shelley Pingree, who you saw in that story, is a member of the Agriculture Committee in the House.
The organizers of today's event from the Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association say they feel supported by all members of Maine's congressional delegation.